What up, it's Mr. Downtown Melo, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Orlando for Friday, September 27th, 2024, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Raymelo, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for the Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Dame Maggie Smith, the masterful scene-stealing actress who won an Oscar for the 1969 film The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie and gained new fans in the 21st century as the down-ager Countess of Grantham in Downton Abbey and Professor Minerva Guttenall in the Harry Potter films, died Friday. She was 89. Smith's sons, Chris Larkin and Toby Stevens, said in a statement that Smith died early Friday in a London hospital. They said in a statement issued through publicist Claire Dobbs, she leaves 2 sons and 5 loving grandchildren who are devastated by the loss of their extraordinary mother and grandmother. Smith was frequently rated as the preeminent British female performer of a generation that included Vanessa Redgrave and Judi Dench, with 2 Oscars, a clutch of Academy Award nominations, and a shelf full of acting trophies. She made her debut in the 1950s, won an Oscar for her role in the 60s and 70s, and had memorable roles in each subsequent decade, including an older Wendy in Peter Pan's story, Hook, in 1991, and a Mother Superior of a Convent in Whoopi Goldberg's comedy Sister Act in 1992. A commanding stage actress, she played Shakespearean tragedy in 1965's adaptation Othello and voiced Shakespeare's inspired animated Romeo and Juliet in 2011. She remained in demand even in her later years, despite her lament that when you get into the granny era, you're lucky to get anything. Smith dryly summarized her later roles as a gallery of grotesque, including Professor McGonagall. Asked when she took the role, she quipped, "Harry Potter's my pension." Richard Eyre, who directed Smith in a television production of Suddenly Last Summer, said she was, quote, intellectually the smartest actress I've ever worked with. You had to get up very, very early in the morning to outwit Maggie Smith. Jean Brodie, in which she played a dangerously charismatic Edinburgh school teacher, brought her the Academy Award for Best Actress and the BAFTA, the British Academy Film Award, as well. Smith added a Supporting Actress Oscar for California Suite in 1978, Golden Globes for California Suite in A Room with a View, and BAFTAs for Lead Actress in A Private Function in 1984, A Room with a View in 1986, and The Lonely Passion of Judith Hearn in 1988. She also received Academy Award nominations as Supporting Actress in Othello, Travels with My Aunt, A Room with a View, and Gosford Park, and a BAFTA Award for Supporting Actress in Tea with Mussolini. On stage, she won a Tony in 1990 for Lettice and Lovage. From 2010, she was the acid-tongued Violet Crawley, dour Countess of Grantham, in the hit TV period drama Downton Abbey, a role that won her legions of fans, 3 Emmy Awards, a Golden Globe, and a host of other award nominations. But she chafed at television fame. When the show's run ended in 2016, Smith said she was relieved. She told the Associated Press, "It's freedom." She said, "Not until Downton Abbey was I well known or stopped in the streets and asked for one of those terrible photographs." She continued acting well into her 80s in films including the big screen spinoff of Downton Abbey in 2019, its 2022 sequel Downton Abbey: A New Era, and 2023's release The Miracle Club. Smith had a reputation for being difficult and sometimes upstaging others. Richard Burton remarked that Smith didn't just take over a scene in the VIPs. With him, she commits grand larceny. However, the director Peter Hall found that Smith wasn't, quote, remotely difficult unless she's among idiots. She's very hard on herself, and I don't think she sees any reason why she shouldn't be hard on other people too. Smith conceded that she could be impatient at times. Smith says, "It's true, I don't tolerate fools, but then they don't tolerate me, so I'm spiky. Maybe that's why I'm quite good at playing spiky elderly ladies." Critic Frank Rich, in a New York Times review of Lettice and Lovage, praised Smith as the stylized classicist who can italicize a line as prosaic as "Have you no marmalade?" until it sounds like freshly minute epigram by Coward or Wilde.
Smith famously drew laughs for a prosaic line, "This haddock is disgusting," in the 1964 revival of Noel Coward's Hay Fever. She repeated the gift for one-liners in Downton Abbey when the traditional bound Violet Withering asked, "What is a weekend?" King Charles III and his wife Queen Camilla paid tribute to Smith, who was made a Dame Commander of the British Empire to the equivalent of a knight by the late Queen Elizabeth in 1990. They said in a statement, "As the curtain comes down on a national treasure, we join all those around the world in remembering the fondness, admiration, and affection her many great performances and her warmth and wit had shone through both off and on the stage." Fellow actors paid tribute to her on Friday. Hugh Bonneville, who played the son of Smith's character in Downton Abbey, said, "Anyone who ever shared a scene with Maggie will attest to her sharp eye, sharp wit, and formidable talent." He said in a statement, "She was a legend and her generation, and thankfully will live on in so many magnificent screen performances." Rob Lowe, who co-starred with her in Silent last summer, said the experience was, quote, "unforgettable. Sharing a two-shot was like being paired with the lion. She could eat anyone alive and often did, but funny and great company, and suffered no fools. We will never see another. Godspeed, Miss Smith." Prime Minister Keir Starmer called Smith a true national treasure, whose work will be cherished for generations to come. Margaret Natalie Smith was born in Itford on the east edge of London on December 28, 1934. She summed up her life briefly. One went to school, one wanted to act, one started to act, one's still acting. Her father was assigned in 1939 to wartime duty in Oxford, where her theater studies at the Oxford Play School led to a busy apprenticeship. She said in a BBC interview, "I did so many things, around the universities there. If you were kind and clever enough, and I suppose quick enough, you could almost do weekly reps because all the colleges were doing different productions at different times." She took Maggie as her stage name because another Margaret Smith was active in the theater. Laurence Olivier spotted her talent, invited her to be part of his original National Theatre Company, and cast her as his co-star in the 1965 film adaptation of Othello. Smith said two directors, Ingmar Bergman and William Gaskill, both in National Theatre productions, were important influences. Alan Bennett, preparing to film the monologue A Bed Among the Lentils, said he was wary of Smith's reputation for becoming bored. As the actor Jeremy Brent put it, "She starts divinely, then goes off rather like a cheese." Bennett said, "So the fact that we only just had enough time to do it was an absolute blessing, really, because she was so fresh and just so into it." He also wrote a starring role for Smith in The Lady in the Van as Miss Shepherd, a redundable woman who lived for years in her vehicle of Bennett's London driveway. However extravagant she may have been on stage or before the cameras, Smith was known for being intensely private. Sammy Cowell, who performed with her in A Room with a View, said she never wanted to talk about acting. Acting was something she was terrified to talk about because if she did, it would disappear. Smith married fellow actors Richard Stevens in 1967. They had two sons, Christopher and Toby, who both grew up to become actors, and divorced in 1975. The same year, she married the writer Beverly Cross, who died in 1998. Lionsgate is introducing the John Wick spinoff Ballerina. The studio shared a trailer for the film, officially titled From the World of John Wick, Ballerina, on Thursday. Ballerina is the fifth film in the John Wick franchise, which centers on legendary hitman Keanu Reeves, who takes on various leaders in the underworld. The new movie is set to between the events of John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum from 2019 and John Wick Chapter 4 from 2023. Ana de Armas stars as Eve, a ballerina who trains an assassin with the Ruska Roma, seeking revenge for her father's death. The trailer ends with Eve, played by de Armas, meeting John Wick, played by Reeves, known as the Baba Yaga. The cast also includes Angelica Houston, Gabriel Byrne, the late actor Lance Reddick, Norman Reedus, Ian McShane, and Sharon Duncan Brewster. Ballerina is written by Shay Hatton and directed by Len Wiseman. The film opens in theaters June 6, 2025. Lionsgate is also developing Wick Under the High Table, the first John Wick TV series. The Season 5 Part 2 premiere of the contemporary Western Yellowstone will air on both its longtime cable home, Paramount Plus, or Paramount Network, and its broadcast television sister, CBS, on November 10th. The last new episodes of the show aired 2 years ago. It was always intended to air in 2 parts, but production on the second half was delayed because of the writers and actors strikes and the departure of series leader Kevin Costner. Created by Taylor Sheridan, the drama follows members of the Downton family who own an enormous cattle ranch in Montana. It co-stars Cole Hauser, Kelly Riley, Wes Bentley, Luke Grimes, Kelsey Asbiel, and Gil Birmingham. Florence Pugh and Mike Faist have signed on to star in a TV remake of the classic film East of Eden. The pair will lead the cast in 7-episode limited series on Netflix. East of Eden is a 1952 novel written by John Steinbeck, was previously adapted as a 1955 movie directed by Elia Kazan and starring James Dean and Julie Harris. Zoe Kazan, Elia Kazan's granddaughter, will serve as co-showrunner with Jeb Stewart in the TV adaptation. Zoe Kazan said in a statement, "In the process of bringing this family saga to life, the resonance of my own familiar connection to the material has not been lost on me. But it is Steinbeck's writing, personal, shocking, profound, and free, that has kept me enthralled to East of Eden since I first read the book as a young teen. Working on this has been the greatest joy, and I'm thrilled by the cast and crew we're assembling, and deeply grateful to Netflix, 5th Season, and Anonymous Content for their support." HBO is giving a glimpse of the new series Like Water for Chocolate. The network shared a teaser trailer for the show Friday featuring Alsus Giocata and Andres Badea. Like Water for Chocolate is a romantic drama based on the Laura Esquivel novel. The series is set during the Mexican Revolution, follows Tita de la Garza, played by Coata, and Pedro Musquiz, played by Badea, a young couple unable to be together due to Tita's family custom of the youngest daughter never marrying to take care of her mother until she dies. The official synopsis reads, the protagonists navigate a world of magical realism and rich flavors as Tita struggles between the destiny imposed on her by her family and her fight for love. Along the way, the audience will witness her greatest refuge, the kitchen. For Tita, her magical connection to cooking becomes an active resistance against oppression, allowing her to channel her deepest desires and passions into her recipes, transforming those who taste them. The cast also includes Ariana Azulas as Mama Elena, Ana Valeria Bressal as Rosaura, Andrea Chaparro as Guertres, Angeles Cruz as Nacha, Mauricio Garcia Lozano as Don Pedro Musquiz, Ari Brickman as Don Felipe Musquiz, and Louis David Horn as Juan Alejandres. Like Water for Chocolate is written and executive produced by Francisco Javier Arroyo Fernandez, Salma Hayek, Punilot, Jesus Tamaz, and Shabai Flynn, also serving as executive producers. The series premieres on November 3rd on HBO Max. Esquivel's novel was previously adapted as a 1992 film starring Lumi Cavazos and Marco Leonardi. Halsey recently had a seizure, she announced. She said when asked for health updates Thursday, "I'm home from the hospital now after a few days, so it's a win. So a win is a win." She was pressed for more details in the comments. A fan asked, "Was it related to chronic health issues or something new acute? I hope you're feeling better." Halsey replied in a separate post. She wrote, "I had a seizure, very scary, don't recommend it." The episode comes as the singer shares more openly about various health challenges she is navigating. She said in June, tagging the Lupus Research Alliance and Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, "Long story short, I'm lucky to be alive. Short story long, I wrote an album." That album, called The Great Impersonator, drops October 25th and was created, quote, "in the space between life and death." In Lucky, which Halsey released in July, she said, "I shaved my head 4 times because I wanted to, and then I did it one more time because I got sick, and I thought I changed so much. Nobody would notice it, and no one did." In a post acknowledging Bi Visibility Day, Halsey posted a quick video from her hospital bed. She says, "This year I'm celebrating by dying with the man by my side." She added, "For legal reasons, that's a joke." Lady Gaga released a new album Friday to coincide with the upcoming Joker sequel. The music icon described Harley Quinn as a companion album to Joker's Folie à Deux in a social media post Tuesday. Gaga stars with Joaquin Phoenix in the film, which opens in theaters October 4. Listeners will recognize many tracks on Harley Quinn as Lady Gaga covers classics like Good Morning, That's Life, and If My Friends Could See Me Now. And a post announcing the release accumulated well over 800 comments and thousands of likes and reshares within the first several hours. One fan wrote, "Album of the year, your voices are insane. Fans raved over the new songs on YouTube too. Listeners who played Good Morning said it had a classic Disney feel. One commenter suggested that late singer Tony Bennett, who collaborated with Lady Gaga on 2 albums, would be very proud. Gaga will release her 7th studio album in February, Variety reports, and that project's first single is set to drop in October. On Wednesday, the pop singer posted a music video in which she identifies as the Joker as she walks through the Louvre in Paris. And finally, here are the top 10 songs on the Billboard Hot 100 single charts for the week of September 28th. Number 10, Kendrick Lamar with Not Like Us. Number 9, Sabrina Carpenter with Please, Please, Please. Number 8, Sabrina Carpenter with Taste. Number 7, Teddy Swims with Lose Control. Number 6, Billie Eilish with Birds of a Feather. Number 5, Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars with Die With a Smile. Number 4, Chappelle Roan with Good Luck Baby. Number 3, Sabrina Carpenter with Espresso. Number 2, Post Malone featuring Morgan Wallen with I Had Some Help. And the number 1 song on the Billboard Hot 100 single charts for the week of September 28th, Shabuzi with the bar song Tipsy. And that is your entertainment report for Friday, September 27th, 2024. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Melo. I'll be back on Monday to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMELO. On Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Good night, and God bless you all.